Which of those four is it when you talk to him about murdering Tupac?
It was really about both of them. Either one. It was
Tupac and Suge, you mean?
Yeah.
Maybe I said it to my boyfriend because he got Tupac killed.
Tupac, though, in regards to Tupac, I heard a story. Did you give him different advice that night on where to go?
I didn't give him no advice.
Right.
We wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Right.
So.
Saying during the Tyson.
Yeah, this incident that I'm explaining to you right now was the day before that.
Okay.
So when they got to Vegas, they went their way, I went back. I mean, when we got to LA, they went to Vegas and I went home. That's why I wasn't in the car. Isn't in the car.
Which of those four is it when you talked to him about murder Tupac? It was really about both of them. Either one of them. It was Tupac and Shimi. Maybe I said to my brother because he got Tupac killed. In case you missed it, the news wrote, the Tupac murder case is being reinvestigated by Las Vegas police. The new evidence shows signs of it being a rap industry hit consisting of artists like Snoop Dogg, Diddy, and Suge Knight. As the Las Vegas police created evidence files on each of their involvements, which ends up beginning with Snoop Dogg, who ended up revealing a deep secret that he never shared before on a podcast. You were with Tupac, though, in regards to Tupac. I heard a story. Did you give him different advice that night on where to go? I didn't give him no advice. Right. We wasn't seeing eye to eye. Right. So saying during the Tyson, yeah. This incident that I'm explaining to you right now was the day before that. Okay. So when they got to Vegas, they went their way. I went back. I mean, when we got to LA, they went to Vegas and I went home. That's why I wasn't in the car. Isn't in the car with them. As Snoop mentions that he was supposed to be in the BMW, but after last-minute changes, he just randomly didn't go. This was likely due to Snoop, Tupac, and Suge having an altercation just 24 hours prior. The last time me and Tupac was on the same page, and I did an interview with Angie Martinez, and she asked me how did I feel about Puffy and Biggie, and I told her that I like their music, and I want to do music with them. Bro didn't like that. Tupac didn't like that. So we had a misunderstanding. So on the ride on the flight back to LA, I didn't feel comfortable around them for what they had did as far as I didn't let my security ride with me. So to protect myself, and to prevent from happening, I slept under a blanket with a knife and the fork just in case something was to go wrong, but it didn't. The altercation between the three then Tupac passing away occurred all within 36 hours, making the police very suspicious. 2 decades ago, Snoop Dogg was heavily tapped into the streets. Some speculate Snoop could have even received a tip that Tupac was going to be targeted on that night. So he avoided on getting in the car. But the feds then found another interview where Snoop claims that 2 days before Tupac died, he felt like Tupac hated him. I say a week before we was best of friends. 2 days before I don't think he liked me. Why? Because we was in New York. Oh yeah, and happened. New York, they shot at me and did all kind of to me like just the worst you could think of. And I forgave him and went and did an interview and was asked how do I feel about Puffy and Big, and I was like I want to do some music with him. And I just rubbed cause the wrong way like tried to me at you, and you talking about you want to do a song with him. I wasn't thinking about his emotions. I was thinking about the way I felt at the time. I wasn't into no controversy. I liked the music. They was our friends. We was all friends at one point. It's video footage of all of us hanging out. Then the further you research through the police files, the scarier it gets about it being a rap industry hit. As the next piece starts out with Suge Knight with a viral tweet reading, the reinvestigation at Tupac's murder is revealing new names and evidence on those involved. One name brought up is Suge Knight. As the feds first looked into Suge Knight when Eminem said in quote, I'm holding Suge responsible for the death of the 2 greatest rappers to ever grace the face of the planet. If only the late Christopher Wallace could talk, he would tell you himself. I'm holding Suge responsible for the death of Joe Rule or anyone else that's down with the row. As according to the police records, it reads, Detective Russell Poole suspected that Suge Knight arranged Tupac's murder before he could exit the label, then framed the rival Crips to throw off the investigators. This then raises a very important question. Who's a famous, __ gang member that Suge Knight would want to pin Tupac's murder on? According to Mike Dorsey, Diddy is a part of the Crips. As the police would then create a new file all based around Diddy and his involvement. The news wrote, former LAPD cop claims Diddy had Tupac dealt with for $1 million. Suge retaliated by having Biggie dealt with as originally stated that Diddy hired Keffy D to get Tupac. Then 15 years of walking free. When the police finally arrested Keffy D, he then did an interrogation. But what he didn't know is that he was being recorded when confessing that Diddy was the lead man of the crime. On all four of those occasions, there's San Diego, Anaheim, Irvine, and Vegas. Which ones do you actually talk to Puffy at? Every one of them. Every one of them. Which of those four is it when you talk to him about murder Tupac? It was really about both of them. Either one of them. It was a Tupac and Sugar. As in the recent Diddy trial, he was even questioned on his involvement. The news wrote, Diddy faces questions about his alleged role in Tupac's murder after being mentioned 77 times in a new legal filing. As Keffy D, the hired hitman of the crime, said that everything was Diddy's wish. But what truly made the feds starting to look into Keffy D was this viral interview where he would reveal that it happened so fast. All because Tupac was originally reaching for his firearm on the passenger side of the BMW when he passed away. You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said the Tupac pulled out. It looked like he was reaching. Yeah, it did. Okay. Yeah. Did you actually once he got to reaching, I got to dunking? So someone from your car, that's what happened, started at Tupac and Suge. This not only means that Tupac already knew something was about to go down in the middle of the street, but it also means this entire situation could have been avoided. As at the scene of the crime before it occurred, Tupac was having a conversation with KD, who was driving the vehicle, and the man in the back seat only used his firearm because Tupac was reaching for his. So he wanted to protect Keffy D. This would end up hitting news headlines extremely fast. 50 Cent would hear about it while on stage, and he would say, I hate when they leave talking because I always see the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? Last time I said something about I got to stop doing that. Okay. I've been talking to a therapist trying to help me with saying crazy no reason. Oh wait. Maybe I said because you got Tupac here. Even Eminem would react in his song titled Fuel, where he would rap the lyrics. I ain't trying to beef with him cause he might put a hit on me like Keffy D did him, and that's the only way you're going to be getting me. Literally exposing Diddy for getting Keffy D to commit the hit. This would then be followed up with times that people confronted Diddy about being responsible for Tupac's death, such as this very awkward Breakfast Club interview. Now, it was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true. Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So, we not even going to even go there with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you. Cause you listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hide my fuck? But no, you do it like a journalist. Yeah, no. I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense. Which we never believed, by the way. Yeah, thank you. But then on the final page of the evidence files, it would then be shared in the Diddy trial. It gave the courtroom the chills as Keffy D explained how Tupac died. The police would write, on September 7, 1996, Tupac Shakur was in Las Vegas with the head of his record label, Suge Knight. The two were off to the MGM Grand to watch a Mike Tyson match. After it was over, the two spotted it off in the lobby of the arena. Doug Knight and their entourage went to the Mike Tyson, the MGM Grand. KPD and his nephew Orlando Anderson and two of their friends were also there. KPD told LAPD Detective Greg Kading more than a decade ago in a proffer that couldn't be used against him. There was retaliation after Tupac jumped to Orlando and up at the casino. Surveillance cameras recorded that Tupac was angry that Lane had stolen his necklace years prior in Compton. Tupac, Suge Knight, and the entourage left the casino quickly. Security would end up breaking up the altercation between Tupac, Suge, and the ops, resulting in Tupac and Suge going back to their hotel to change their clothing. Once they were finished, the two would then head off to a club to go party it up for the night. As at around 11 p.m., they began driving to the club where they would then be stopped at a red light. While stopped, an opposing vehicle would then pull up on the right side of Tupac where the crime would go down. This knew about Tupac's concert at the Club 662. Members, including Orlando and Keith D., jumped in their white Cadillac and started cruising the strip looking for the offender. Before long, they finally spotted Tupac's caravan. At the intersection of East Flamingo Boulevard and Koval Lane, the white Cadillac pulled alongside the black BMW with Suge on the driver and Tupac on the passenger seats. The back window of the Cadillac rolled twice in the chest, once in the arm, once in the thigh. The Tupac murder case was then cold for over 2 decades. But then randomly, an elderly man named Keffy D began doing interviews on DJ Vlad's show. This one interview would go viral where he would literally detail the moments of finding Tupac and pulling up on him and a bubble up.